All right, let's get this show started.
In today's news, the Ngannou vs. Ferreira pay-per-view draws abysmally low numbers. Ngannou's MMA return was a success in terms of preliminary metrics released by the promotion. However, the pay-per-view buy rate was not. The Battle of the Giants was available via ESPN Plus in the Zone, regardless of device, making the product pretty accessible to fans. Jedi Goodman posted a report from a Wrestling Observer on X explaining that the promotion did not hit a home run as far as domestic pay-per-view buys, despite large interest on social media. The tweet reads, "Per one on the PFL SUPERFIGHT's Battle of the Giants pay-per-view buys, the reports we got were that buys were just over 10k on ESPN Plus. They had no television pay-per-view but also were on DAZN and ESPN Plus, would be just a domestic number." Ex-user The People's MMA provided some more information, writing, "Francis vs. Ferreira sold about 10k pay-per-view buys. It generated approximately 500k in pay-per-view revenue. Ferreira's purse was $2 million, and Ngannou was guaranteed $8 million for this fight and $12 million for his next fight on top of a $2 million signing bonus. For reference, Ngannou vs. Stipe 1 had 350,000 pay-per-view buys." Despite these numbers, it seems that the PFL is still pleased with how the event went. After the fights, PFL's founder Don Davis praised the card as well as Francis Ngannou. According to Davis, the metrics showed that the event did better in terms of viewership than almost every other UFC event that took place in 2024. Israel Adesanya shares a life lesson with his fans. In a recent video posted to his Instagram stories, Adesanya shared a life lesson he's learned about sunny times and stormy days.
Men aren't supposed to be happy all the time. We're not supposed to be happy all the time. Look, when the sun is shining and things are going your way, life is rolling in the positive light, enjoy that shit. Bask in the sun. Feel it. You're allowed to feel that. But it's not gonna last. So, when it starts to be and stormy and things aren't going your way, you feel like, why me? Just weather the storm, ride that shit out. Because again, it's not gonna last. So yeah.
Sean O'Malley wants a super fight with Ilia Topuria. In a recent video posted to his social media, O'Malley updated his viewers on how it sucks that he missed out on the Ilya/Max super fight opportunity, but that it's okay. He's already planning on getting himself back into a super fight position.
God, can you guys imagine if I would have went out there and knocked out Merab, Ilia just knocked out Max, how big of a super fight that would have been? It's okay, I'm gonna get it back. We're gonna climb the ladder, climb back up. I want super fights. I want the biggest fucking fights out there. And we'll get that one of these days. God, so I got this grill, and I kind of feel like a dork. Feels dumb.
Michael Bisping gives Max Holloway advice after UFC 308's loss. Speaking on the most recent episode of his BYM podcast, Bisping said that Holloway is finished at 145 and that the only reasonable next move for him is to make a move up to 155. Currently ranked 5th at lightweight, Bisping believes that Holloway is just 1 or 2 wins away from a title shot.
He spoke about this, but it's the perfect plan. 155 pounds. He's not done. I think he's still only 32, if I'm not mistaken. That time is done. That ship has sailed. Move on. You're getting older. The weight cuts are tougher. You've had a couple of losses. You almost became the champion again. You looked incredible against Justin Gaethje. You took his shots. You knocked him out cold. He's ranked number 2 or 3 at lightweight. What is he? I think Gaethje is 3. Holloway is 5. Step into that. There's a lot of fun fights for him at 155 pounds. There's Dan Hooker, there's Poirier, there's Gaethje, Charles Oliveira, which, by the way, them 3 would all be rematches, which is wild.
Nuts.
Which is wild. I'm a Sarukian, he fights Islam. There's nothing but big fights for him at 155 pounds. And given that he's ranked number 5 already, 1, 2 fights, Max Holloway's trying to become a champion at 155 pounds. So it's far from over. It's not over for Max. He went out on his shield against Topuria. No shame. It is what it is.
KAMARU Usman calls for the UFC to book McGregor vs. Topuria. During the latest episode of the Pound for Pound podcast, KAMARU discussed what's next for Topuria after his big win over Max Holloway. KAMARU hinted that the UFC should take full advantage of Ilya's current star power and that now is the best time to match him up against Conor McGregor at a weight of 155 pounds at a stadium in Spain. This instead of giving the fight to Volk or whoever else the next contender in line is.
Very rarely do you get a disruptor like this that everything is aligned. He's good looking. He talks well. He looks the part, acts the part. Now he's getting better at selling the fights because he's a really good dude. Nice dude. But yes, when he gets in front of that mic, when he's talking about fights, he comes off brash, kind of like overconfident, but he's delivering. He comes off it. But that's all the recipe of what you need of a disruptor, of a star. So to send him to the moon right now, why not give him Conor at 55? Just say, hey, let's make the fight at 155. Why not give him Conor? That would make a stadium in Spain. He becomes the next Conor McGregor.
Alexander Volkanovski reacts to Conor McGregor's call-out of Ilia Topuria. After Topuria's huge win at UFC 308, McGregor took tags, challenging Ilia to a fight. Topuria replied by threatening to fight McGregor on the street. Now, during a recent interview on the Ariel Helwani show, Volkanovski, who's most likely to get the next title shot, was asked if he has any concerns that McGregor gets the Ilia fight before him. Here's Volk's reply.
After the fight, Conor McGregor said, call me. Is there any concern that he gets this fight before you?
Nah. I mean, if he wanted it, he's not getting down to featherweight, you know what I mean? Like, by the time that happens, that'll be 2 years if he was going to get down to featherweight. But I reckon he's probably, you know, it's Conor McGregor. If he's told him, like, I'll make feather, I'm fighting Ilia next. Me going in there doing the face-off on the weekend probably doesn't matter, you know what I mean? But yeah, like, that'll be a long time waiting. So, and it ain't gonna happen. I don't know what he meant with the call me, but whether they do that at a different division, you know what I mean. But I don't even know why
Fair enough.
I think we all know that's not happening anytime soon anyway.
Joe Rogan's not happy with the way Dana White has treated Magomed Ankalaev. Rogan and White have a tight bond, but that doesn't mean the UFC analyst won't say what he thinks, especially if he disagrees with his friend, who also happens to be the promotion's president. Rogan believes that Magomed Ankalaev has been treated unfairly. The Dagestani fighter has been undefeated since 2018 and came desperately close to claiming the 205-pound throne when he fought Jan Blachowicz at UFC 282. But due to receiving a down knee, the fight was called a draw, leaving the light heavyweight title vacant. Now, while watching UFC 309 with his fight companions, Rogan said, I'm a big fan of Ankalaev. I think he got a real raw deal, and I think the Jan Blachowicz fight is not his fault because it was a great fight, and I thought he did what he had to do to win. Rogan added that Dana should respect all forms of combat, saying, I think you've got to be a purist. I think the best guys have to fight the best, period. And that's Ankalaev, one of the fucking best guys for sure. At UFC 308's post-fight press conference, White revealed that Magomedov will get a shot at Alex Pereira. Ilia Topuria is not happy with Dana White after UFC 308. In a recent Instagram clip shared by Happy Punch, Topuria is seen surprised and disappointed when the interviewer tells him he won a $50,000 bonus for knocking out Max Holloway.
Another moment for you. You've won an extra 50 grand. I imagine that...
Only give me 50 grand.
Is it just 50 grand? Anybody know? Anyone know? I'm sorry to inform you, it's only 50 grand.
Max Holloway, Dana only give me 50K.
50K and a ruby. How about that? A ruby in the belt. Come on. That one's invaluable. Back to Spain.
He's gonna give me a little bit more. I hope so. I'm gonna put my hopes in Dana.
It's time for today's top memes. Third place was posted by Daily Dose MMA. Second place pick was posted by As Shopped As It Gets. And the top pick was posted by Beetlejuice CX.
Kick for Sean Bullock. Oh my gosh! Oh, Sean Bullock does it again!
Thanks for watching. If you like the content, smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe to stay in the talk.